Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the hosts for today's ceremony. The Deputy Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1992 graduate of Basic Military Training, Lieutenant Colonel Ray Van, accompanied by his wife, Jennifer. A Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1993 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Larry Gaitan. Our reviewing official, the Commander, 637th Training Group, Colonel Joseph Schaefer, accompanied by his wife, Jessie. From the graduating squadron, the Commander, 433rd Training Squadron, Major Robert Glover. A Senior Enlisted Leader, 433rd Training Squadron, and 2002 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Jason Wagner. Also in attendance with us today, the Vice Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Trey Irick. The Command Chief, New Mexico Air National Guard, and 1983 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Anthony Sandoval, accompanied by his wife, Stacy. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Andrew Chang, Military Training Instructor Trainer. Colonel Schaefer will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
March! Change of post, march!
Sir, the parade is formed.
See the report.
Attack!
Squadron, all present are accounted for, ma'am!
Sir, all present are accounted for.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders! He shall march today! As commissioned officer of the day, Executive Sergeant Adams! I order up, Wesley! Office up! Halt!
Run up!
Halt!
Hey!
Seven 37th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence Streamer is awarded to the 433rd Training Squadron, Flight 038. For their significant accomplishments, demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 26 October 2021 to 9 December 2021, guided by Technical Sergeant Makisha Jones and Staff Sergeant Anthony Abraham. Signed, Jeffrey Pixley, Colonel, United States Air Force.
Halt! Pass and review! Column of eyes, right eye, forward, hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the men and women who will complete basic military training this year. The 737th Training Group provides all recruits with the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest air and space forces. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen and guardians. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. Now passing in view from the 433rd Training Squadron, the Commander of Airmen, Technical Sergeant Andrew Chain, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Hagertown, Maryland. Academic Excellence Flight, PT Excellence Flight, and Commander's Excellence Flight. Flight 038, led by Technical Sergeant Makisha Jones, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Flight 037, led by Technical Sergeant Josiah Giefman, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Killingley, Connecticut. Flight 035, led by Technical Sergeant Addie Emil, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Biloxi, Mississippi. Flight 036, led by Technical Sergeant Jeremy Glenn, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Yuma, Arizona. Flight 041, led by Technical Sergeant Tristan Martin, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Roy, Utah. Flight 040, led by Technical Sergeant Garrett Jimenez, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Winchester, Virginia. Flight 042, led by Technical Sergeant Sean Melvin, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Middleburg, Florida. BMT Excellence Flight, Flight 039, led by Technical Sergeant Justin Hannenberg, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Yorba Linda, California. Flight 044, led by Technical Sergeant Jared Bangs, Military Training Instructor, hometown, San Antonio, Texas. Flight 046, led by Staff Sergeant Sarah Bento, Military Training Instructor, hometown, San Jose, California. Flight Flight 045, led by Technical Sergeant Kyle Edmondson, military training instructor, hometown Fairfield, California. Flight 043, led by Technical Sergeant Tiffany Caramello, military training instructor, hometown Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by graduating airmen and guardians from the 433rd Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Technical Sergeant Nathan Held, military training instructor, hometown Yorba Linda, California. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, now passing in review, our newest military training instructors. They have completed a demanding 7-week course encompassing 320 lesson hours and 23 evaluations. During their tour, they will be responsible for transforming 5,280 civilians into motivated warrior airmen and guardians. From the 737th Training Support Squadron, Class 210923, led by Technical Sergeant Nelvia Womble, hometown Patterson, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Larry Gaitan will now come forward and address our newest airmen.
Good morning. Wait a second, I don't think you all heard me. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the birthplace of the American Airmen. I want to welcome you to Joint Base San Antonio. Moms and dads, spouses, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, what do you think? They look good, don't they? So listen, moms and dads, I'm gonna keep this short because I know all you want to do is to hug their necks, poke them in the ribs to see if we've been feeding them right. But moms and dads, I don't know about you, but you know what? Hey, this is where you're supposed to say, what, Chief? But you know what? They have finally finished something they have started. And as a parent myself, I could not be prouder of these young men and women over the last 7.5 weeks. So if you can please get on your feet and let's welcome them into the United States Air Force. They have earned it. They have earned it. Please be seated. They have earned every right to be here. Every single right. Again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you watching via live streams, congratulations to our graduates. The men and women who have come before you have airlifted troops and supplies into the jungles of Vietnam. They have executed precision airstrikes in the deserts of Iraq and Afghanistan. They have delivered humanitarian aid to villages in Africa and South America. They have launched missiles. They have flown satellites. They have defended our airstrips, and by God, they have strengthened our nation partnerships. They have stood on the North Pole, the South Pole, and everywhere in between. And Raiders, today marks my last graduation speech here in basic military training. And no better way to finish up a long time serving as a senior enlisted leader of Air Force basic training. I am humbled to stand before this generation. You can call them millennials, you can call them zennials, you can call them Gen X. But one thing I want you to remember, they are an American airman. And there's one thing that transcends every generation of American airmen, and that is our commitment to serve our country. I don't care what generation you're from, that commitment stands fast today. So for the graduates, I will leave you with 3 bits of advice. The first, this is the United States Air Force. This is not the Fair Force. We have a lot of work to do in our United States Air Force. And there are days when your best will not be good enough for us. But I want you to be patient with yourself, because not everything in nature blooms all year long. There's a time and a season for everything. So take your time, hone your craft, become a better version of yourself every single day. Secondly, I need you to be you. Don't try to be like anyone else, because you see, airmen, they're already taken. They're already taken. Be you. Do the best that you can with what you know, and once you know better, simply do better. Last but not least, Ralph Elberson used to say, "It is not what lies behind us, it is not what lies ahead of us, and to compare, but it's what lies within us." And airmen, I would like you to take a moment and look within, like I told you last night. Look within. Help me, help the rest of the Air Force forge our way future as we compete with China, Russia. We have to continue to keep our nation at the forefront, and it's up to you to take us there. Lastly, for my military training instructors, if you wear this campaign hat, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women that wears this campaign hat, they pour their life, their souls into these young airmen that you see before you today. Numerous birthdays are missed, anniversaries, dinners, school recitals, dress rehearsal. I would like you to get on your feet and let's show some appreciation for our military training instructors. And I will tell you, we have a nation to defend. And these men and women who wear this campaign hat that strikes the fear of God into these young airmen, they help generate the forces that we need to secure our country. So with that, trainees, as you transition to airmen today, as your superintendent, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended Colonel Pixley at this time you receive your coveted airman's coin. This signifies today your transition from trainees to this beautiful thing that we love, the American Airmen. Congratulations. Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's Coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force." The Space Professional coin also has a distinctive design. On one side, it displays the original emblem of the Space Force, the Delta, which was first used by space units in 1961 and honors the heritage of the United States Space Force. Beneath the emblem is the year 2019, the birth date of the United States Space Force. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the Space Force motto, "Semper Supra," which translates to "always above." This represents the Space Force's role in establishing, maintaining, and preserving our nation's dominance and freedom of operations in the space domain. On the coin's border is a commemorative inscription that reads, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming a charter member of the United States Space Force."
opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who has demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and ability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 042, Airman Victoria Kwok. Airman Kwok is from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and joined the Air Force to become a cyber transport systems operator. In the stands cheering her on is her sister, Frances. The recruiter of Airman Kwok is Technical Sergeant Thomas Berry from the 193rd Special Operations Wing, Middletown, Pennsylvania. Congratulations. Congratulations, Airmen. Now how about that Squadron pride? Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Flight commanders, place your flights at ease. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Joseph Schaefer will now come forward and address our newest airmen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a beautiful and exciting Thursday morning here in San Antonio. Don't you agree? It is an honor for me to look out in the audience and see all the families joining us today. It brings me great pleasure knowing we have even more watching us via live stream. 7.5 weeks ago, you entrusted us with our nation's most valuable treasure, your sons, daughters, husbands, and wives. Your support has pushed these airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest Air Force. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for your support and encouragement, but more importantly, thank you for your trust. It is my honor to introduce the 440 airmen who stand before you from the 433rd Training Squadron, your nation's newest airmen. As the family, I know you are excited to see your person graduate basic military training today. You may be wondering if they've changed at all, or how they've changed. First, if I may offer to you, having watched my own son graduate BMT on April 15th of this year, they most certainly have changed. They will walk a little taller, they will move with more purpose, and they will be motivated to do the right thing, even when nobody is watching. I noticed a change in my son on our first FaceTime calls after BMT. I and his stepmom told him something that he needed to do, and he actually wrote it down, and then he actually did it. In the previous 19 years of his life, this is not something he would do. Another way we saw him change, he no longer asks us for money. Your airmen, too, is now fully capable of acting on their own behalf and are financially independent. These seemingly small changes let me know the BMT process works. The military training instructors of the 433rd Training Squadron were charged with your person's transformation, and they do amazing work in turning young civilians into military members in the 7.5 weeks they have them. In those short weeks, the training instructors take your person with the foundation of values you've instilled, everything from work ethic to a family-first focus, and they add another layer to help them find alignment with the Air Force values. The training instructors didn't break them down to nothing and then rebuild them into a new person. They helped them find purpose and helped them prove to themselves they could do hard things. BMT is hard. It is hard intentionally. But with your support, through phone calls and letters, and the guidance of the training instructors, these trainees have proven they belong in this arena, today and in our Air Force. Therefore, when you see them again for the first time, they are still your person, but a little different. Now, we ask a lot from our military training instructors in terms of time and energy. You heard the Chief talk about it, their lives and their souls. So if I could ask you to once again join me in thanking them for all of their hard work and the results they achieve. Now for the trainees. If you would take a moment and look around. Seriously, look around. Look to your left and to your right to see the airmen who will be your teammates and friendly competition as you move forward in your careers. See the MTIs in front of your formations as the leadership who guides, counsels, and congratulates you for your choices and actions. See your family members in the stands around you who have supported you through the difficult task and will continue to support you as you move forward. Now pause, take a breath, be thankful, and be proud. In this moment, you deserve to be proud. Now, this is not the end of your story, only the end of one chapter and the start of another. If I may leave you with a thought as you continue along in this new chapter, please don't forget. Don't forget why you joined the Air Force in the first place. Continue to work towards your goals. Yes, the Air Force will be demanding, but as you've learned here, you are up to the task. Don't forget the peers and leadership who've helped you complete BMT. Realize while some of the names will change, your military family, peers, and leadership will be there on the next challenge. Therefore, through the frustrations, and there will be frustrations, you should ask and give help when needed and show up for the team ready to execute your unit's mission. And finally, don't forget the family and friends who helped you get to this point in your life today. Make sure to take the time to thank them for continuing to support you wherever the Air Force may take you. Now, Airmen, I just have one question for you. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest air and space forces? I think they're ready, don't you?
Flight commanders, place your flights at attention. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Colonel Schaefer will now administer the oath of enlistment.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations, Airmen.
Thank you, Colonel Schaefer. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the Air Force song, followed by the departure of the official party. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. At this time, we ask that all family members stay in their seats until further notice. Flight commanders, dismiss your flights.